My name is Carrie Borrello, and I have been at Wellspring for almost 3 years. Before Wellspring, I had not found Jesus. My upbringing, I was at church, I was at CCD classes, but I never really understood what I was learning. And when we moved to Tennessee, we had church shopped for quite a while. And I'm really thankful and grateful to a friend who very persistently kept inviting me to Wellspring. And she probably did this for 4 months before I finally accepted and came. And the moment that I entered Wellspring, I felt welcomed. People looked, people smiled, people greeted. I enjoyed the music. And for the very first time in my life, I connected with the message from the pastor. And that was the first time at Wellspring, and we haven't left since. In April of last year, my family encountered a situation with my just turned 10-year-old son where he had actually suffered 2 strokes. And I will never forget at the moment in the ER when the MRI results came back, and as the doctor's talking and telling you that your just turned 10-year-old son has had 2 strokes, we don't know why, and that the strokes are in the deepest core part of his brain in his thalamus, and they have never seen this before. I remember so vividly at that moment the fear and almost feeling as if someone punched me in the stomach. And I remember the doctor talking further and explaining more, but I didn't listen because at that point, when the fear struck, I immediately just started praying. I was praying for my son, praying for my family, praying for the doctors, praying for strength for myself. If I hadn't had Wellspring's influence on me, I don't think I would have known to do that at that moment. I've learned how to pray coming to Wellspring. Before it was just rehearsing Hail Marys or Our Fathers, and I learned how to pray. And at that moment in that ER, when I finished praying and said, "In your name we pray," that feeling of fear immediately dissolved. And I felt calm, and I knew that I wasn't alone. And I was reminded that there's a purpose and that God has a plan. As we were moving from the ER to the pediatric ICU, Melissa came, and I don't even know how she knew we were there. I don't even know that, but as we were walking our son up to the pediatric ICU unit, we had a representative from Wellspring holding our hand, praying over our son as we rode up in that elevator and were transported to ICU. We spent the next week there, and every single solitary day, someone from Wellspring came to visit our family, whether it was Andy, Keith, Scott, or Melissa. Every day, they were there praying over Evan and checking in. And I don't know if we ever conveyed how much that meant to us, because we're from New York and we do not have family here. So for the people of Wellspring to come and be a part of it, that was our family. And we relied on them so much, and their prayers and their care and concern and taking time to come and see Evan in the hospital meant more than anything. Because of Wellspring and giving me the ability to find Jesus in my heart, I was able to walk this journey in faith and hopefully with a little bit of grace. Wellspring helped me find Jesus so that I was able to follow Jesus. I'm Carrie Borrello, and I am trusting the promise.